Hello family, it's your girl again, Jacki Fashion, with another video. Today we'll be sewing our trouser. So if you haven't watched my video that we draft and cut, I will put that in the description box. So before we start sewing our trouser, as you can see, this is a trouser and these are some pieces. These pieces is going to go for the front pocket, and the size of the pieces is 14 by 14. I cut it 14 by 14. I cut that off camera. That is, the width is 14 and the length is 14. And I'll also be using this one, and this one will be for the strike. So, and the front part also need doubling, like I have to double this front part. And I've also put my back pocket, as you can see. I'll also put this one in the description box for you to see it if you haven't watched that video. So before we start, if you haven't subscribed, please just hit the red subscribe button and turn on your notification post so that each time Jacki Fashion upload a new video, you will be the first to watch. And if you are my returning subscriber, thanks so much. From you to you is love. So stay tuned as we sew this trouser together. So now we are going to straight to our business to sew our trouser. Just like as I tell you, this front part need doubling. So this is what I'll be using to double the front part. Is very necessary, guys, if you want to sew a trouser, except your customer don't need it, but it's very necessary for you to double the front part of for your trouser. For me, I double, even for women, even for men. So I always, is just for me, so I always do that. So this is how I'm going to place my, so I've placed my lining. Here is my lining as you see it, and it should, when you're placing your lining, it should be at the length of, at least let it be at the length of your knee. So now the next thing is I'm going to trim the lining for the shape of the trouser. Okay, I've shaped my lining according to my trouser. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to fit my lining by stitching it to my trouser. So I'm going to stitch it round, and I will do it for the both of them. This is the good side of the trouser, so I place the lining at the back side for the trouser. So that's what I'm doing. And I also place this one. This is the back side, so I place the lining at the back side like that. So I'm going to stitch this round. So guys, I've fit my lining. You can see I fit my lining. So now I'm going to put my side pocket. So this is the pieces the material I'll be using for the side pocket. So now I'm going to place the material like this. So I fold the material into two. You can see it. So this material, I told you I cut it 14 by 14. So I fold the material into two like that. So I'm going to take the shape of my trouser. So I'm just going to shape it. Okay, now I've shaped it, so I'll open it again. I'll open it like this. That is it. So I'll place this one. Okay, now I'm going to take the size of my pocket. So from this place, from here, I'm going to take 2 inch. Oh God. Okay, let me use my pen. I'm going to take 2 inch. Okay, from this point down, I'll take 7 inch. I'll take 7 inch like this. So now I'm going to roll my line. This is a back side, this is a good side. So I'm going to use these pieces. I'm going to place it like this. So I will sew it from here to the end of this place. So I've stitched it. You can see the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to notch it. You see, after you notch it, you put it like this, you double stitch, you run another stitch on top of this one, not this one. So on which I did, so I run the stitch already. You can see here I run it on top of this one. So the next step I'm going to do now, I'm going to put it like this. Then I measure either ½ inch from here, I sew it down to here. So I've double stitched it. You can see I've sewn it. The use of sewing it like this is to hold these pieces so that it should not be, this one should not be opening. So that's the use I run these stitches. So the next thing now is for me to put these pieces. These pieces is to have the same material with this one, because you can see that this material is different. So I'm going to place it like this. This side is facing this way and the cuff side inside. So this is how I'm going to place it, on which I did. So you see, so I've placed it like that. So now the next thing now is for me to fold it. You see, is to fold it into two and take the same shape. Make sure everything is okay. So I fold it like that. You can see how I fold it. Then remember we cut this one 2 inch, so I'm going to put back the 2 inch. So here I mark the 2 inch, the 2 inch that I remove from this place. So I mark it here. This is it. So it means my pocket is going to start from here. Then at this downer side, you need to arrange it like this. Let it fall the same. So in order for us to sew this pocket, you come at this downer side, you carry this one up, you carry the trouser up, so it's remaining these pieces. Then you can measure from here to here ½ inch. If you don't want, it's okay, it's optional, you can do whatsoever you want. Then you crack only these pieces ½ inch inside. So after you crack these pieces ½ inch inside, then you turn it like this. Let the crack should meet each other like that. Then you sew it round. Look at, I've sewn it. You see how I've sewn it? Okay, now I'm going to turn it. I will turn it like this. So I'm going to turn it like this. Then I'm going to run it, run stitches round. Then I will make sure it's centralized on where my two end, because I measure from here to here 2. The 2 that will remove from here, the 2 that will remove from here. So I added through these pieces. So look at it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. You see, I do it already. See, so the next thing now is my zipper. So this is how it was. So I fold it by ½ inch. There's still another side. There are so many ways to put this, to put the zip. So that is how I fold it, and I iron it ½ inch. So here is my zip. This is the zip I'll be using. So now my zip is longer than this place, so I'm going to cut the other part and throw. Some people usually cut it this way, but I don't like it like that. I always like this notching end to be here, so I'm going to cut it at the upper part. So this is how I'm going to be fitting my zip. You see that? Then I just run my stitches here. Okay, I bring this side. So I've already ironed this side too, according to how it look. You see, so after that I'm going to take this side that I've ironed. I place it like this. You just see how it's as it's looking. Then I'll start sew from here, then I end here. So guys, I've sewed it. Look at, I leave ½ inch down here. So this is how it look. I double stitch it. So now we are going to close the zip. Look, I'm going to pass these stitches just a little bit. I'm going to cover the stitches. So I close it like that. So now I'll open it, then I bring this one like this. You see that? So then I'll sew it. Okay. We have fit our zip. Look at it. You see, I sew it there. So let me open it. You see that? So that's how it's supposed to be. And I also cross a little bit so that bloody stitches should not show. You see, where you close it like that. Okay, now is to cover this part. So what I used to do it, I just come here. This dress is a white. I don't really want to print chalk. You can go by 1/2 inch or 1.5, sorry. You can go by 1.5. So I usually just do it like that. Then I cover it. I don't know if you can see my chalk. I don't want to really print it because it's white. So this is how I'm going to sew it. So when I'm done sewing that, my zip is going to close. So then this is my back part. So I'll be putting it like this, good side on top of good side. So I'm going to put it here like this. Remember, we'll add 1/2 inch sewing allowance. So I'm going to sew it 1/2 inch go down, and I also sew the other side 1/2 inch go down after I've sewed this place. So here is the zip. You can look at it. I've sewed it. See the behind part? See, this is where I stitch the zip, and this is where I close it. Look at. So now I can open the zip. You see that? So I first of all stitch the zip, then I close it with this one. Then I've also joined the side, you see, then I'll press it. So now I'm going to join again, close, before I put my band. So I'm going to join it all before I put my band. So now I'm going to measure my waist, the waist of the trouser. So the waist of the trouser is 33. So I'm going to place my tape at the center of this zip. So I place like this. So here I have 17.5. 17.5 times 2, we have 35. We have 35. So now I will move 1 inch from here. See, I'm going to remove 1 inch from here. I mark it like that. I remove 1 inch to sew. This is my sewing allowance, the sewing allowance. So I'm going to measure from here to here to put my belt holder. So I take 1.5. I mark it there. So okay, from here to here, I just follow this, my dart. I mark it there. Then from here to here, I follow this, my joint point. Then now another point is from here, from this place. I'm going to take 3.5 to put my belt holder. So I'm going to do it at the other side. After that, so I'm going to place like this. You see, I'm going to mark 1 inch at this side, then I place like this. Then I sew 1 inch down. I leave 1/2 inch here. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, later, this is my pieces for my belt holder. So I'm going to fold it. I'm going to fold it like this. You see the way I'm folding it? I'm going to fold it like this. Then I stitch. You'll see how I will stitch it. So I've joined it, you can see. I leave 1/2 inch here. So here is my belt holder. I've sewed it. I sew it 2 lines. This is how I make it. So this 2 is going to be enough. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open it like this. This is the back part. This is the front part that is having a zip. This is the back part. So I'm going to put it like this, you see. So I'll open up like this. This is one leg. I'm going to stitch this side, and I'll also stitch this other side. I've joined the 2 sides, you can see. See, I've joined the 2 sides. like this, go down and also join this other side. Then after that, you'll find out that there's a hole at the middle. Let me show you. You see there is a hole here. So how are you going to close this hole? You come, this is a zipper side. You see, this is a zipper side, and this is the other side that is facing the buttocks. Then what you do now, you open this side, you open the both side like this, you see, facing this side for zip. Then after that, when you've done that, you just follow these stitches and end in these other stitches. You just follow your stitches like this, so that you are going to close this hole. Okay, look at it, I've stitched it. Then I forgot, you always need to double stitch this part that is looking at your buttocks. You double stitch it, and this place I also double stitch, because you know this part is always having a problem for some men, even for women. So I double stitch it. Okay, here is my belt holder. I'm going to be cutting this 3.5. I'll measure my 3.5 like this, and then I cut. So I'm going to be cutting it 3.5. This is the size I need, 3.5. So I need this one, 8 of them, 4 at one side, 4 at the other side. Okay, for my band, I prepare my band already. I do this off camera, I'm sorry for that. So these pieces, this one, I cut it 3.5. Okay, this stay, this is gummy stay, I cut it for 1.5, because when we're cutting our trouser, we're off 1.5. So I cut this 1.5. Then I gum it. I took 1/2 inch this way before I put it like that. If you can measure it, you see 1/2 inch before I put 1/2 inch before I put my gumming stay. Then after I gum it, then I put it like this. I close it. Then I iron it. So I will show you how I'm going to put it, because I don't like that band that is already one side. I will show you. So here are my belt holder. I needed 8 and I have 8. So I will be putting them here. Each place that I mark, remember, we divide it and we mark it. So I'll be putting them there. So now is my band. Remember, I said this band is 3, then this one is 1.5. Then I measure 1/2 inch from here to here to gum this. Then after that, I fold it according to this stay. So that is how I do that. I do it off camera. So now from this place, I'm going to unlock my zip like this. So I'm going to measure 2 inch. I mark. Then I'm going to measure from here downward 1/2 inch, because we added 1/2 inch sewing allowance. So I'm going to, you see, I measure 2 inch. So I'm going to off this 2 inch like this. I place it like this, because this one is 1/2 inch and also 1/2 inch. So this is how I'll be putting it. Oh my god, sorry. So let me pin it so that you can see. So this is how I'll be doing it. When I reach at this point that I marked that I'm supposed to put my belt holder, I put, and I stitch. So I'm going to do this all round. When I'll do it, then let's see the way I fit my band. See, I cut the same size of this. I put it just like the way I show you when I was feeding. So I sew 1/2 inch all round, and I also put this one. Then at this position, I just shift about 1/2 inch down to stitch up here. Then I cut the same size for this 3 inch. Then I fold 1/2 inch, you see. So at this position that I fold it according to my stiff, so I just give a little bit of gap, so that when I fold it like this, you look at it, this one is not going to show up. So that is what I do. So you see that. So here am I that at the same position that I mark it. We mark it together. So the next thing now is I'm going to join this back part. I'm just going to join it straight and then I double stitch. That is, I'm going to stitch it 2 times. This is the back part. I've sewed it. You can see that. So I just join it straight. Then you see that this side for zip is still open. So I'm going to be folding it like this. Mostly this side. So for this side, look at it. This is the long side that is covering the zip. I'm going to trim the zip. Sorry, let me just trim it. So now I'm going to put this one like this. This side, this big side. So I'm going to put it like this. So I'm going to sew 1/2 inch. I'm going to sew 1/2 inch like this. Then I come here. I end at this point where this one is ending. So that's what I'm going to do. Then as for this side, I'm just going to sew 1/2 inch straight down. Then I'll put this one like this. I just sew it like this. Look at it, I've sewn it. So I've trimmed it here. Sorry, I trim it off camera. So now the next thing is for me to trim this other side like this. Okay, so I'm going to turn it. Then you use a hard object to push it out. I still need to push it again. So this side I will trim it now. Then I'll turn it like this. Then you also use a hard object to push it, make it nice. Then you close your zip. You see that? This is, don't forget about this place. I'm going to push it out. This is how it's supposed to be. You close your zip very well. So when you close your zip, this is how it's supposed to be. So now is to close my band. So I will also fold this one like this, and I fold it inside. I'm just going to hold it with my pin. So this is how I'll be doing it, because this side is already closed. So while folding it, you push this one inside. This one is also supposed to show outside, so you bring this one and close it like this. After doing that, okay, let me open my zip again. After you fold it, you see the behind part. This is how it's supposed to be nice. So you follow this inside this place. You have to time this line. Make sure your stitches is not showing. You time this line to stitch only in this line all round. So let me do it and let's see. So I'm done with the band. You can look at it. See the back side. This is the inner side. You see it's very clean. So this is the zipper side. Look, you see that? Let me close my zip. So this is how it's supposed to be. Now I'm going to iron it and let's see. Okay, maybe I'll find chance just to make a video how to fit a band so that you understand more. Okay guys, we have come to the end. Look at the band. See the way I stitch right close. Okay, yeah, I have my buttonhole ready. I need to open it and then I put my button for the both side. So see the look, I've ironed it. Even though it's not still well ironed, I need to do it more. So I've also fold my bending my fold allowance that I add, then I stitch it 2 times because this is how I need it. So I just fold it with my 3" that I add. You can see, guys, this is it. This is the trouser. Look, this is the back pocket, this is the side pocket, and this is the zip. Let me close the zip. So there, you cannot see it well now,